Alright, back for another Ask Pops Block Shop video. I just got back from a run, so I'm going to get through this as fast as I can. I have little time doing this full time. I got to get back to partying out as soon as possible. Well, alright, that's a little better now. Let's get into Ask Pops Block Shop Your Questions, number 8. So in this video, if you want questions, I have all the questions that I could find. I haven't been keeping track of them on other videos too much. So I have 7, 8 actually, but one is the same. Put them in the comments below, and I'll try to make another video in a month once it happens. So yeah, I plan on doing more videos when I had the plans in my head about being all this time off, but time just goes by. And the thing is, I've been doing my biggest jobs first, so I think it'll slow down a little where I'll be able to do more. But anyway, in this video, oh, one more thing, the bubble for Bricklink, has it popped? And eBay sales is definitely seeing a big decline. Actually going back to normal. I guess it's considered a big decline. I have not been aggressive on sales for over 2 months, and now it's showing. It's not getting very many, but that's okay. It's summer. I expect that anyway. Walmart clearance should be coming up soon. I know a lot of you are saying my Walmart's already cleared out, but there is some good Walmarts out there that will have some good clearance, so fingers crossed. So question number 1, how do you determine what figs go to which store? So I've said before, I have priorities. eBay is my #1 priority. It takes up the least amount of time and has the highest amount of profitability. For the time factor, you know, Bricklink can be very profitable if you have a lot of stuff for sale, but it takes time to get that stuff for sale. So eBay's #1. I used to say conventions went to #2, but with everything going on, Bricklink is #2, and then conventions are #3. I've been rarely putting any minifigures in my convention bin because I was actually ready to go to Brick World Milwaukee. It got canceled a month before it actually took place. It was supposed to take place, so I had everything I needed. I was going to throw some more stuff before I went. Obviously, it's good to have more and more and more. I have all that stuff still packed up, still ready to go. That has been rescheduled sometime in October, but yeah, it's not looking good. That's how I determine if I have, so basically say I have 5 of the same Lego set. Typically I will put 3 for sale on eBay and part out 2 to Bricklink. If I have more, I'll put, like, say I have 11 of the same sets, I'll typically put 8 for sale on eBay, just a quantity of 8, and then 3 of them I'll part out 2 and put 1 full one on Bricklink. I like to have a variety in every store as much as I can. And here's the second part of that question: how do you come up with prices for your figures for toy shows? From Michael H. I try to keep it as simple as possible for anyone that even to run my stand. They say, hey, can you run this for a few hours? And they'll have no problem determining what things are worth, things like that. That's why I love my $5 stand. I just put a ton of lower cost minifigs on there, $5 or 5 for 20 is what it comes out to. So I try to do that, and then I have a stand of the higher priced ones. I'm not the kind of seller at the toy conventions just to want to have one of everything. There is some sellers there that typically try to have everything available. If someone asks for it, they'll have it. It's not me. That's, you know, I'm, like I said, priorities. eBay's #1. Those high priced things go to eBay to get the sales right away, instead of it could sit in my bins and go to 5, 6 sales or conventions before it ever sells. So but if I have multiples of higher priced ones, I will probably put it in there if I get a couple of them. So I just keep it simple. Obviously, selling on eBay, I know what things sell for. And going through Bricklink a lot, I just know it. It's in my head. I have a good idea. I buy a lot, so I just have a great idea what things sell for. So, question number 2: where do you source all your minifig parts? How do you sort your minifig parts? From Elizabeth S. I source my parts from eBay, typically all of it, and obviously Bricklink. I buy parts to complete minifigs, so that I've been doing a lot more of the last year. In the first 2 years of doing this, I'm coming up on 4 years. Well, it's been about 4 complete years since I started selling Lego on eBay, but on Bricklink it'll be 4 years selling in October. And I just would buy tons of minifig lots on eBay at the start. I would I wouldn't buy too much on Bricklink the first year, then it's really ramped up. It's a lot easier just to buy the parts to complete them instead of trying to search for them. But it's more profitable just to keep buying on eBay and never buying minifig parts, obviously. But you just got to have a good sorting system, which I think I do. So I will go through how I sort those parts right here. Alright, so all of this, and then I have 6 of these Acro mills. There's 2 different ones. Some have small drawers, and then just 2 of them. I have 4 ones with small drawers at the top, and then 2 with all big drawers. Kind of wish I had them all at this one, because when they're this, you can't really sort down very much. These are just all my random heads. Some of these can be sorted down to other drawers. My sorting, everyone has their own sorting method. White flesh heads, and some of them are weird, you know. Like certain accessories go in with certain themes, right? So the accessories are typically all right here on my desk. So I have, like, there's 4 different kinds of weapons in here. Those are all those swords, basic swords. So I try to keep the minifig accessories here, other than I have space here which I can move out of here if I need to. Capes are kind of a mess. I need to sort those better. Just 2 of those, and then I have 3 up here of smaller stuff. It's got tons of them. And some headgear I do sort out. Obviously hands. And then arms. These are left, these are right, these are mixed. Space stuff. So, and then the hairs, definitely, some of the hairs get sorted into different themes that I use them for. What's an example I can give you? Well, I mean, like this head. This is on a bunch of castle people, but this is Sir Stack-A-Brick from Lego Movie, so it goes in here. Lego Movie needs to be sorted down. A lot of these need to be sorted down better, honestly, but they're working for me now. Before I had all superheroes in like these 4, and now they have taken over a lot of this. It could be sorted down better. You know, so I just kind of sort down things that I know I want to keep buying parts for. A lot of this stuff. There's Venom stuff, Dr. Octopus stuff. The major one is Star Wars, because there's so many. And I guess now, if you realize Bricklink City people have reached over 1,000, so they had to add a 0 in front of anything under 1,000. The only thing I have sorted for City, I have Coast Guard stuff, construction stuff, which I recently went through and put a bunch of those for sale. It's just when I get stuff from eBay, I just sort it into there. Eventually I'll put it for sale once I get a lot of it. It helps just to bulk upload it then. I have a police bin, which a lot of times I'll dump that out. I have dumped it out and sold it in an eBay auction as like a half a pound. Fire and prisoners. Friends. So a lot, like I said, this is the old ninja theme. Where I'll put all the swords that have the octangular, whatever you call it, hilt on the bottom, so I don't mix them up with the regular Ninjago. As I try to keep all the accessories the same as I picture them in my eBay listings. These will definitely be sorted out. Food, actually need to go through this and put it on Bricklink. A lot of this stuff, it's food and animals mixed together. This one was something I sorted down recently, so now I have another bin for overflow there. So what I recommend, like, I've just started the castle. Some of these don't have very much in them, but Black Falcon, Cedric the Bull, dwarf stuff, fantasy orcs. If you have the space for it, I know a lot of people do not have this kind of space, because a lot of it you use for Bricklink to sell stuff in. But I thought, because of my eBay, this is definitely a necessity here to do this expansion, which used to be over there. So now I have that for my used Bricklink parts, which eventually will run to the back of this, which I can see that happening in the next 2 months. And then, so that's kind of a brief overview. Like, I should really go through and build a bunch of these and put them for sale, either put them in my convention bin or put them on Bricklink. But I mean, some of these they're not worth it for me to put on Bricklink. Just the prices for them I can get elsewhere for them. So I don't do that often, unless the kids say they need something to do. Lots of Ninjago skeleton stuff. So just have a ton of stuff that is not for sale. None of this is for sale. And this is definitely Lots of good stuff in here. A lot of it I do buy from Bricklink and just I just hoard it up like the Ninja Turtles. I just recently sorted this last month. This was all in one bin this size, all of this stuff. And so I sorted it out into 1, 2, 3, 8, and then I have this as an overflow. I could probably put these two up here, keep this free for something else, but as the Ninja Turtles is usually typically not too big of a theme. I definitely need to do these monster fighters. I would probably just sort the good people and then the monsters in two of these bins. I could probably use this one as somewhere up here, get one of these out of here somewhere. Like here's an empty one now from something, so there's definitely room for me to take some time and better do it. So I hope that gives you a better understanding of what I do. All the clone stuff. Again, this stuff I don't want to sell. I mean, some of these are just empty. I don't want to sell. I sell them one at a time on eBay. Once they sell, I rebuild them. New snow troopers. I need to get those for sale. I have too many of the old snow troopers. So there it is. All right. So question number 3. What advice would you give to a novice like me who wants to start a Bricklink store? My idea is to grow as much as possible and try to have a good part of income this way. Do you think it is viable to be able to live from this over the years? From Paiku1787. That's a very good question. I see a lot of people talk to me, they send me messages, they're inspired by the vlogs and all the stuff that I video and show how I do stuff. They're very thankful for it, and they're like, I started a store, and that is great. It's fun. It is definitely fun. Is it more fun right now for me than it was the first year? Maybe. It was definitely a lot of fun when I first built this wall behind me, the first section of it. That was fun to start parting out stuff and watching the numbers grow. It's kind of an obsession you can get. It's like a Bricklink thing. You want to get more and more parts for sale and just look at your numbers, pump up those numbers. But in the end, businesses take 1 to 2 years to actually be profitable. So it takes a whole lot to build something up. I mean, I have eBay, and so really eBay was a lot faster for me. I was on eBay for the last 10 years before I started selling Lego on there. I would make a few $1,000s a year. So I'm the only income for our family, and so that did help. The first year I would just pump all the money almost back into buying stuff. I don't know if you saw in previous videos, I mean the last 2 years I've spent over $40,000 buying stuff. So you really have to put a lot into it to get to this point. And I know Tricker Brick had a live stream of shopping recently, and he did mention that at the end of that video, talking about business stuff, all this stuff I'm talking about, they take a while to profit. Things like that. So you got to keep that in mind. It's not instant. After a few months after you get 25,000 parts, sure, you can maybe spend $4,000 on buying Lego, and then in about 6-10 months you could probably get that back, or a little bit more, if you're not buying it anymore. So I don't know, just throwing numbers out there. The best advice is just be patient with it. If you're just a single person that does not have people you have to take care of, or be around too much, you could do very well very fast if you have a good amount to invest in it. I would definitely not recommend going into debt for something like this. That just takes away your profits. Everything in this basement is bought and paid for. That's how I wanted to do it. That's why it took me this long to get to this point where it is being profitable. It's just every month do I want to spend that money back on buying more stuff, or spend it paying off debt? So that's decisions I make every month differently to figure out what works best for you. And you definitely have to have the space, I would say, if you want to grow it comfortably. I'd say this, I like this compact space. I would divide your stuff in the drawers, get as much as you can in each drawer as possible, like I do. So you're not having to think I gotta move and expand further parts of my house. As I definitely do not want to do that. Other than possibly building a building in the next 4 years, I think is what my plan was. It's kind of just like a building to do all kinds of stuff in, especially have the store, a dedicated space where people can even come and buy stuff there locally as well. So there's a lot of tips I can give. I don't know. Just know it's not easy. It takes a lot of time, and it is very rewarding, but it takes a few years. Question number 4: what is your full-time job? And multiple people did ask that over the last month or so. So I do work for a health insurance company. I started there almost 10 years now as customer service, taking phone calls if you had questions on your health insurance. So I did that for about 6 years, and then also answering like the email messages when you're logged into your account. And then now I'm on a team that when people call in and they have more complex issues, it gets sent over to our team and to further investigate or call out to doctors' offices to help them out, figure out what's going on. And then now I'm on coordination of benefits, where if you have multiple insurances, we send that for review, and then we call back our members to make sure that everything's set up properly, so there's no delays in processing their claims and things like that. So it definitely is a great job to be the reason I took the 12 weeks off is they were offering it as an alternative to doing other things like cutting jobs, I believe. So as far as I know, I was the only one that took that full 12 weeks they were offering. In my department of, I don't know, like 60 or 80 people, I'm not sure exactly how many are considered in my department, but so I'm hoping that helped. I was guaranteed or promised a job when I came back, so let's hope that's the case still, because this experience has been good. 2 weeks. I've been 2 weeks into not working and doing the Lego business full time, and it is eye-opening, and I'm realizing that I think I liked it the way it was before. I do like it this way. I'm getting a lot more done, but we'll see. It is summer, and I like to do other things outside, so maybe that has something to do with the way I'm feeling too. All right, question number 5: what do you use for your video processing, editing, rendering? Is asked by a couple people here. So I do use Adobe Premiere Elements. I bought it, I don't know, when I started the YouTube channel a year and a half ago from Best Buy, 99 bucks. It's definitely worth it. I was using Nero before. I already had that one, but it just didn't have very many options to it or something. I don't know, I didn't like it. It worked okay the first 5-10 videos I did, but then I wanted something that was easier. So my son can even use it. He'd make stop motion on it, so it's pretty easy to use. Question number 6: when trying to ID minifigure parts, how do you narrow down the results? So there's a color option for any part. Even if you're looking for a certain like printed tile or stickered tile, always go to advanced search and select the color of the item. When you're dealing with legs, it goes by the hip color, I'm pretty sure. Just select the color of the hips, because sometimes hips and legs are different colors. That's how you narrow down the search results. And obviously you want to use, I think I answered this in my last comments video as well. Just if you look at the comments to that comments review of vlog, what, 37 and 38 or something? 36, 37, I don't know. You just got to put keywords like zipper, pocket, or pockets. You got to be careful with the S's at the end of things. I guess you can put an asterisk, and that works too. And then the last question: would you say sand green is your favorite Lego color? This is from Jokum, and this wasn't really asked for this, but I just figured I'd throw it in at the end. Sand green, I guess, is talking about the Justice League, the Battle of Atlantis set. There's a lot of sand green. Definitely not my favorite color. I like the bright colors. The coral obviously is a cool color. Have something built out of that would be neat. But I think the yellowish green is, if I had to pick just a random outside color, yellowish green catches my eye. I like that color. So, well, thanks for watching, and we will do this again. Ask your questions if you have them.